today's video we'll be learning how to create a meteor along with the flame. So this is what we'll be learning today. So basically what we have done here is we have used the particle properties to create these flames, and yeah, that's it. It's very simple. And also, by the end of the video, as a bonus tip, or you can say as a bonus video, I'll also teach you how to create the sci-fi particles. So yeah, this one. This is basically much more similar to what we'll be learning while creating a meteor. So yeah, let's get started. I'll open a new file. So the first thing is we'll delete the cube and add an icosphere. So mesh, icosphere, and we subdivide it. We create 5 subdivisions to make it more smoother. Then as we all know that meteor does not have a definite shape. Like it cannot be a perfect circle or a perfect sphere. So we just have to make this sphere look like a meteor. So to do that we add a modifier. We go in modify properties, and then we add a displace modifier, and then we click on the new texture. Then we go in texture properties, and we change this type to Voronoi, and then we just increase its size. So yeah, somewhere around here this looks like a meteor. All right. So the next thing is we add particles to the meteor. So we select the icosphere and go to particle properties, add particle, and now if you play the animation, you can see we have particles over here. These particles are, they are spheres, they're spherical in shape. So we want it as cube. So to do that, we add a cube first. Shift A, mesh, cube, just place it somewhere, and then we select the icosphere, and you can see the render option. Okay, particle properties, and you can see the render option over here. Change the render as to object, and you can see the pen-like structure, pen-like icon in the instance object. So just click it and select the object, which is cube. And now if you run the animation, you can see we have cubes over here, and we just increase the number of particles. Let's make it 15,000. Alright, and we just reduce its size. So let's say zero point 0.3. Alright, just add more particles. Let's say 20,000. Okay, so now the next thing is we have to give a color. So first we'll color the particles, and then we'll go to the icosphere. So we select the particle, which is our cube. We add a material, new material, and you can see the surface, which is principal BSDF as default. So change it to emission and give a color. So a fire color, which is something like orange type. All right, and just increase its strength. So now if you go into render viewport, and if you run the animation, you can see we have that fiery look. But it's still not, we have not got that glow, the glow which we see in the fire. So to give that glow, we go into the render properties, and we just select this bloom option over here. So now you can see we have that illumination effect, and if we run now animation, you can see it looks like fire. Alright, so next thing is we add a material to our icosphere as well. So material, new material, emission, and we give a color which is and here something, and we increase the strength. So yeah, now we have that meteor look, and you can just play around this color. You can, you know, select any color. Anyways, this looks good. So all right, we are done with the meteor thing. Now the next thing is we change this background color to black, pitch black, and yes, and you can just increase the number of particles and scale it accordingly. So this still looks too big for me. I'll make it 2. Mm, oh, anyways, 3 was okay. Okay. So yeah, so we are done. Now the next thing is we have to render it. So before rendering it, first you need to bake this icosphere. So click on the icosphere, go to particle properties, and you can see the uh, cache option here, cache, and then click on bake. Alright, so we are done with the baking thing. Now, alright, you can also add some stars. So to do that, Shift A, we add another icosphere. Just grab it and place it somewhere over here. And first we'll delete this light and camera. Right, then select the icosphere, then add a material to it, and just do the same thing. Emission, increase the strength, and we keep the color as white. And then we just scale it, and then you can duplicate it by pressing Shift T and place somewhere around it. Place accordingly wherever you want. And you can just scale, you know, apply your own variation. Alright, so we are done with the animation thing. And you can also create another meteor by adding a new icosphere and performing the same operation on it. Alright, so we add a camera now. Shift A, camera. Then we press Ctrl Alt Numpad 0. We grab it somewhere over here, and then we rotate it, which is like this. Alright, just grab it. Okay, so we are ready to render. So this is how our animation looks. Now to render it, we just first you have to go to the output properties and change this file format to FFmpeg video. Then you can see the encoding over here. Change this container to MPEG-4 and output quality to perceptually lossless. Alright, so we are done. Now you just have to go to the render option and render animation. Once you select the render animation option, it will start rendering. Okay, so we are done with the meteor thing, and as I promised at the start of the video, I'll also be teaching you how to create the sci-fi particle. So basically we have the same steps over there. So let's open a new file and we delete this cube. Then we add an icosphere subdivide it to 5, and then we add particles. Okay, but then we add a cube first because that will be our particle. So we add a cube, scale it, and then we select the icosphere. We go into the particle properties, add particles, and we increase this number. Let's say we make it 30,000. All right, and you can see we have the particles, and we have to make it we have to change the particles to cube. So again we go into the render option and render it as object, and we select the object instance as cube. So now we have the cubes, but you can see that all the cubes are just falling down. We don't want the particles to fall down, so we just change the gravity to 0. So in field weights you can see the gravity option here, just make it 0, and now you can see the particles are not falling down. The next thing we do is we add a turbulence. So to do that, shift A, we add a force field, turbulence, and just increase its strength, increase it, scale it, and then we increase its strength. So we go in physics properties, change the strength to, let's say, 50, and yeah, so you can see. Now you can see the particles are just, you know, spreading everywhere. So we add a flow to it. So we give it 10, and you can see now the particles are, near the icosphere. Okay, I just scale the icosphere. All right, and we just scale the size of the particles as well. Yes, they are too large. Let's make it 0.1. Okay, this looks cool now. So now we add material. Go select the cube, click, go into material properties, add new material, select this as emission, increase the strength to 10, and color as pinkish, pink, somewhere around here. Okay, let's see. Okay, and we're going to a render view. Okay, now we add the emission as bloom as well. All right, so okay, we are done, and but still the particles are moving too fast. So to just reduce their speed, you can see the option. Go into this printer like icon, which is output properties, and you can see the time remapping option over here. You just click it and change the old value to 50, just reduce it, so the animation is much slow now. All right, so just scale this, and then we change the background color to black. We hide the overlays, and now we run the animation. Yeah, so here is our sci-fi effect. So this is how basically you play with the particles, and you can do many cool things like this by using this property. This is really a good property. And okay, so this is it for the video. I hope you liked it, and if you liked it, then please hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.